Have a feeling others think you or someone you know is arrogant? Let me share with you my key signs of an arrogant person as well as some easy ways to fix it. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, your go-to place for building your dream career and achieving your highest potential. I'm Allie, and today we have the segment of Food for Thought Leaders where I discuss an interesting topic in hopes it gives you just a little something to chew on after we leave this video. And for today, we're going to be discussing arrogance, specifically how to identify it as well as some easy ways that you can fix it. And as I'm going over these things in this video, I want you to think about what your experience has been with an arrogant person. Specifically, what are some key signs to you that somebody is arrogant? And then at the end of the video, make sure you let me know in the comments below because I'm curious about what you think. Otherwise, let's get started. No one can argue for the fact that in order to be successful in the workplace, you need to have confidence and you need to be able to exude that confidence. The problem is, in an attempt of trying to do this, trying to achieve confidence, we can overdo it, whether it's intentional or not. And this can be a problem because we come off as being arrogant. And arrogance has been shown to not only create distrust in a team, but it can also lead to tension as well as poor decision making. So it's because of these issues that it's important for us to be able to identify when someone's being arrogant, as well as some ways that we can resolve the issue. And so to help you with this, I'm going to reveal my top signs of an arrogant person, as well as give you some easy ways in which you can address it. As for my first sign, you know someone is arrogant when they are closed-minded. Arrogant people have a tendency to refuse to accept other people's opinions and quite frankly refuse feedback on themselves, especially if it is negative. These are individuals who would rather get defensive and have an argument with someone than to accept that there is a flaw in their own argument or that somebody else could possibly be right. And as you can imagine, it can be extremely detrimental for themselves and for the team. And then to make matters worse, these are individuals who can get so defensive that they will actually shut down conversations if it doesn't go their way. So if you know someone who is consistently shutting down arguments or refusing to accept another person's opinions or thoughts of themselves, chances are they're arrogant. As for my next sign, you know someone is arrogant when they will gladly take credibility but not accountability. At the end of the day, arrogant people are just individuals who have low confidence and they're just trying to exude confidence through their behaviors and they're just overcompensating. The reason why this can be a problem, however, is because in their attempt to do that, as well as an attempt to boost their own ego, their own confidence, they are going to try to absorb all the attention, especially when it's positive. So they're not going to want to share the spotlight with anybody else, and they will make great efforts to make sure it is solely focused on them. And if not, they're going to get upset if they don't receive all the attention or if there's no direct emphasis on their contributions. But then funny enough, even though they'll gladly take all the spotlight for the positive things, they want nothing to do with the negative. And so regardless if they're at fault or not, they will not take responsibility for their actions. They won't own up to their mistakes. And so if you know somebody who does this, who will gladly take credibility but not accountability, chances are they're arrogant. As for my next sign, you know someone is arrogant when they start to dictate conversations. These are individuals who love the spotlight on them because, once again, they're trying to show that they are confident to other people. And so in conversations, they think the best way to do this is by talking about themselves, whether it's talking about their life or their accomplishments. These are also people that when they're talking about these things, it tends to be embellished and it tends to focus heavily on glamorous lifestyle or things that sound amazing, even though you know in actuality it might not be true. Now, this is where it can actually be a problem, is that nobody else can contribute to the conversation. It doesn't matter if you're trying to switch the topic or even contribute to what it is that they're talking about. If it starts to focus on somebody else, they will actually interrupt the conversation and bring it back to them to continue their story. And so if you know somebody who is like that, then chances are they're probably arrogant. As for my last sign, you know someone is arrogant once they start to undermine others and they do it on a regular basis. These are individuals who lack confidence and so they want to look better. And so what better way, at least from their perspective, than to put other people down, to undermine their accomplishments and show that they contribute more than everybody else. And so you tend to see these people interrupting others. They're also the ones who are going to make underhanded comments, whatever they can, to diminish the value of another person. And so if you know someone who does this, chances are they're probably arrogant. Those are my top signs for identifying whether somebody is arrogant or not. Hopefully with these signs, you have a little bit of a better idea as to whether or not you or someone you know is perceived as arrogant. And so now really there's a question of how do we fix this? And so my answer to that is it just really depends. If you're watching this just because you want further confirmation that somebody you know is arrogant, then I hate to tell you, there's really not much you can do about it. In order to change behavior, especially these sorts of behaviors, there needs to be a significant event or traumatic event that occurs in order to motivate that person to change. Now, if you're watching this video because you have been called arrogant or you have a strong feeling that other people think you're arrogant, there is a very simple thing you can do, and it's just tone it down. Be a little more modest. That means letting your actions do the talking. Instead of dominating conversations, allow it to focus on other people, actively listen to what they're saying, and just use your behaviors to show that you're confident. Let your work do the talking for you. Another thing you can do is just invest some time in building others up. You'd be surprised about how much it says about a person when they focus on others rather than themselves. So when something good happens at work, don't focus the spotlight on you, shift it to somebody else. And in fact, if you really want to look good, then you be the one to say why somebody else is so great. Specifically state how they accomplished something. That is going to make you look a lot better than trying to have everything focused on you. And so spend some time building up others. Another thing is you need to be more open and honest. When it comes to exuding confidence, sometimes we like to hide some things because we might view it as a weakness. But the funny thing about that is that we're human. And so people want to see weakness. They want to see that you had to work hard for something. Focus on being open and honest with them. Don't embellish, and don't be afraid to ask for help as well. It's okay when you need other people's opinions or thoughts on something. There's nothing wrong with that, so be open and honest. And last but not least, take accountability for your actions. It can be really stressful when something goes wrong, especially when it's because of one of our mistakes. But one of the worst things that you can do is not accept that you messed up. Once again, you're human. And so if you're talking about looking more confident, but not arrogant, take accountability for your actions and then overcome that mistake. Where people tend to fall is when they will just take accountability and not do anything about it. And so when you take accountability, it's not just saying I messed up, it's taking actions to fix it. So take accountability and fix your mistakes. That is going to do wonders with making you look confident and people respecting you in the workplace. That's all I have for you today. Hopefully with this information, you're better able to identify whether or not somebody is arrogant or not, as well as an easy, simple solution for fixing arrogance, namely just toning it down and trusting that you are capable, that you have the abilities to achieve what it is that you want. So now I'm going to hand the mic over to you all. What did you think about today's video? What has your experience been with an arrogant person? What are some key signs that indicate to you that somebody is arrogant? Make sure you let me know in the comments below. I'm curious about what you think. And if you've been struggling with boosting your confidence, then I highly suggest you go over to my Triple T video where I give you some tips on how you can build up your confidence. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're notified of my latest videos, and make sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Otherwise, it's been a pleasure having you all today. Until we meet again, take it easy, everyone. Bye.